Welcome to the introductory lecture on axial flow compressors. This type of compressors belong to the category of rotodynamic compressors, just like centrifugal compressors. In axial flow compressors, as the name implies, flow direction is axial from inlet to the outlet. Axial flow compressors can handle or even it can provide large mass flow rates of compressed air. It is always used as multi-stage compressors. A very specific advantage of axial flow compressors is that they have higher isentropic efficiency compared to centrifugal compressors. Higher overall pressure ratios can also be attained by increasing the number of stages in an axial flow compressors. Remember, in a single stage, the pressure ratio that can be attained by using an axial flow compressor is limited to around 1.3. But by increasing the number of stages, higher overall pressure ratios can be achieved. These type of compressors are ideal for applications in gas turbine engines, gas turbine power plants, and they have many industrial applications as well. Now you please consider this image of the rotor of an axial flow compressor. So as you can see, you have different rows of identical vanes mounted in series on a single rotor. And this diagram is a schematic 2D representation of the same thing. But here only rotor with vanes have been shown. When this rotor with vanes are assembled to a casing or encased within a casing, then there will be stator vanes. Rows of stator vanes will come in between every two rows of rotor vanes. So between every two rows of rotor vanes, there will be a row of stator vane when this rotor is assembled in a pressure tight casing. And the vanes mounted on the casing, since the casing is stationary, only the rotor part this is rotating. So the casing is stationary, the vanes on stator vanes, the vanes mounted on the casing are called stator vanes. So here on the schematic sketch, as you can see, here we have series of rotor vanes and series of stator vanes alternately mounted. But remember, rotor vanes are mounted on the rotor, but stator vanes are on the stationary casing. Only the rotor part, this part along with the rotor vanes, see, that will rotate. So here you have R is representing the rotor vanes, S is representing stator vane. So R, S, and so on. So here, if you consider one row of rotor vanes and one row of stator vane together, that constitute one stage of the compressor. So the one stage of the compressor means flow through one row of stator vane, rotor vanes, that is moving vanes, and flow through one row of stator vanes, that is fixed vanes. So together constitute one stage. The static pressure increases, static pressure of air increases in every rotor stage and stator stage. So regardless of whether moving vane or fixed vane, static pressure increases during the flow through rotor vane, stator vane, and every rotor vane and every stator vane. So in a rotor vane, remember, that is rotating. Rotor vane, as it rotates, it provides kinetic energy to the flowing air. So there is energy addition. And in between rotor vanes, the flow at the flow area at the inlet tip, it is different from the flow area at the outlet tip. So if you outlet tip area is more, so there is a diffuser action for the flow even while flowing through the rotor vanes. So therefore, there is energy addition as well as energy transformation, that is energy conversion from kinetic energy to pressure energy in the rotor. So please keep in mind there is increase of velocity of absolute velocity of air, as well as there is increase of static pressure during the flow through the rotor vane. So increase in absolute velocity of air, that implies the energy addition or energy transfer, while the increase in static pressure, so that is due to the increase in the flow area from the inlet tip to the outlet tip of the vane passage. So now we will consider another important point. The axial flow velocity must be constant in this case. It is kept constant. That is a design consideration. So now we will consider the other points. Here you have number of rotors. Here you have, this is a rotor with so many stages shown, as you can see, but while assembling it with the casing, the stator vanes will come in between. So please do remember that aspect. So here we have another rotor with a limited number of stages, maybe 5 to 6 you can count, and here this is the turbojet engine that is making use of an axial flow compressor, and it's a schematic diagram. But a very important thing you can note is, consider the annular area. From the inlet it is here, the outlet of the compressor is here. See, if you consider the annular area, the frontal area, and here the area, there is a progressive reduction in area. So why it is done like that? So that can be answered now. See, the rotor vanes, as I told you previously, the rotor vanes increase both the velocity. What velocity? Remember, absolute velocity. So be very clear with that. The relative velocity does not increase, only the absolute velocity of air increase. So therefore, the rotor vanes increase both absolute velocity of air because of energy addition or energy transfer from the rotating impeller to the fluid, and the static pressure also will increase, that is due to the increase in flow area between the vanes from inlet tip to the outlet tip. We are talking about flow over the rotor vane. So when the pressure, since the pressure increases, definitely density also will increase along with that. And as you know, mass flow rate is equal to rho into area into velocity. But remember here, the velocity and area, velocity under consideration is axial velocity component. What is this axial velocity component? It is the component of absolute velocity of air in the axial direction. So please keep in mind, Vf is in the axial direction. That is the component of absolute velocity of air in the axial direction. Component of absolute velocity of air in the tangential direction is called whirl component of velocity, Vw. So here you have rho into area of flow into velocity of flow, and the area of flow is this annular area. See, as the fluid, that is air, passes over the rotor vanes, its static pressure increases. So since static pressure increases, density also will increase. So density increases and velocity of flow must be constant, that is a design consideration, and the mass flow rate, being a steady flow device, mass flow rate is constant. So the product of these three should be constant, out of which velocity of flow is constant. So any change or any variation, that should be adjusted between the density and the area of flow. Since density increases along with the pressure during the flow through the rotor vanes, the area of flow must decrease so that the mass flow rate is constant. So therefore, the area of flow must be reduced progressively from inlet of the compressor to the outlet of the compressor. But remember, we are talking about the annular area of flow. We are not talking about the area between the vanes, area between the inlet tip of the vane and outlet tip of the vane. And that area, that is area between the inlet tip and outlet tip, if you consider, even for stator vanes and rotor vanes, both increase in the case of axial flow compressor, because it always provides diverging passages during the flow through the individual rotor vanes and stator vanes. Remember, during the flow through the rotor vanes, there is energy addition or energy transfer, and also the energy transformation because of this this increase in flow area. Because of the increase in flow area, what velocity component is reduced? This velocity component. See this? The relative velocity component is reduced. So you should not be confused. The absolute velocity component increases. See, if you consider 1 is the inlet tip of a rotor vane, 2 is the outlet tip of a rotor vane, then absolute velocity V2 is greater than V1 because of the energy addition from the impeller to the fluid. But the relative velocity component, VR1 and VR2, if you consider, VR2 will be less than VR1, or VR1 will be greater. See, that is the reason why the static pressure is increasing. That is energy transformation or energy conversion. So we say that during the flow through the rotor vane, the static pressure increases and absolute velocity of air flow increases. And one more important thing, keep in mind the tangential velocity of the blade at inlet tip and outlet tip, they will be same. Because if you consider the one tip, inlet tip and outlet tip, they are at the same radius from the center. So therefore D1 is equal to D2, diametrical distance are same. So therefore pi D1 n by 60 is equal to pi D2 n by 60. So that's why U1 is equal to U2 is equal to U. And if you do not understand this diagram, let me tell you that if you take a section of this schematic diagram, this I already explained to you on the first slide, and if you want to schematically represent the axial flow compressor and the stages, I think this is a better diagram for you to draw. Essentially it is a 2D sketch, air is entering in and air is leaving out. The 3 stages have been shown. One stage comprises of a rotor vane and a stator vane, rotor vane, stator vane, rotor vane, stator vane. So there are 3 stages. Then what is in the front? What is it is written? IGV is written. IGV means inlet guide vane. And what is the role of inlet guide vane? Properly guiding the air at in the proper direction so that it enters the inlet tip of the rotor vane without shock. Okay, so that is, so properly directing the flow to the runner, better word is rotor vane. So rotor properly directing, so the flow direction should match with the inlet vane angle at the rotor vane. So you should say, so like that. So if you take a section and look from the top, then the figure will be visible like this. So while discussing the velocity triangles, we have more diagrams, so you will understand in a better way. For time being, you just consider the variation of pressure and absolute velocity of air. That is my point now. And along with that, we will answer a question: what are the functions of stationary guide vanes or fixed blades? Stationary guide vanes means what? They are stator vanes. And their role is to guide and direct the flow of air into the inlet of the next moving vane or rotor blades without shock. So to guide and direct the flow of air into the inlet of the next moving vane without shock. So in order to ensure a shockless entry, then this stationary guide vane or stator vanes guide and direct the flow of air successively, because we have every stage rotor vane, stator vane, rotor vane, stator vane on alternate positions. So it will ensure this function. And one more important thing, a diffuser action, as I explained already, because of the increase in area between the outlet tip, inlet tip and outlet tip, increase in area, this diffuser vanes can convert kinetic energy into static pressure. So that means it will increase the static pressure by reducing the kinetic energy, that is energy conversion. Then rotor vanes increases kinetic energy of air, that is energy transfer, and increase static pressure, that is energy conversion of air, that I explained already. Now you consider this sketch, the stage after stage. See the first stage, rotor vane, that is moving vane, then fixed, then moving, fixed. So like that it is shown. And please understand, this pressure at the inlet is written as Pi, and that Pi increases to say P1 to P2 if these points are symbolically marked as 1, 2, 3. So for better understanding, I have marked here 1, 2, 3. So therefore the static pressure increases from P1 to P2 at the inlet tip, and again in the diffuser it again increases P2 to P3, and likewise that continues for the remaining stages of the compressor also. One stage means one rotor stage and one stator stage, please understand. So till the inlet to the, from the inlet to the exit, throughout the case, throughout the flow, if you consider, the static pressure increases regardless of whether it is stator vane or rotor vane. But what about velocity? See, remember absolute velocity of air. So that increases in the rotor blade, but that decreases in the stator. And again that increases in the rotor blade, but decreases in the stator. So increases in the rotor, decreases in the stator. That is what is the change. That is how the absolute velocity of air changes throughout. Remember, the increase in absolute velocity of air in the rotor is due to the energy addition, and decrease in velocity, absolute velocity of air in the fixed vane or stator vane is due to the energy conversion, that is by diffusion. So please understand this. And just like centrifugal compressors, we said the absolute velocity of air entering the compressor and leaving the compressor, the absolute velocities can be equal, but here again the absolute velocity can be equal. So it's possible, that is the effort. So the absolute velocity of air entering in, that is same as the absolute velocity of air leaving. And in between, after every rotor stage, velocity increases, absolute velocity increases, but the same one when flows through the diffuser again reduces back to the same value. So more or less the same value we can say. So like that. So please understand this variation and try to sketch this plot. This plot is extremely important. The velocity and pressure variations in every stage of the axial flow compressor.